These men are not professionals. They are still working on technical difficulties. You have been warned.
All right, you're here at the Troglodyte and 5-0 Spaceship Basement Show. We got red flagged by YouTube recently because we were trying to celebrate Kevin Conroy and Gallagher. We used, I think, too much copyrighted footage, but we're still going to go over some of that today because guess what? Man, they deserve celebrating. We all deserve a celebration of our life. And when we die, I hope someone celebrates me. If not, just piss on my grave and let's move on.
Whoa, here they come! Welcome to the Troglodyte and 5-0 Spaceship Basement Show. Two men, a rock singer, self-confessed troglodyte, and a man of the law, discuss life in its entirety, covering everything from rock, movies, comedy, sports, current events, and maybe even a recipe or two. Who knows? This unlikely duo want to crawl in your ear and make their thoughts known. Welcome to the Troglodyte and 5-0 Spaceship Basement Show!
That's right, folks. Remember, the elections are coming up, so don't forget to defund all the idiots. We're going to go right past that. So we don't care. We're going to stop at 3. Booyah!
It's time to defund all the idiots. I'm not sorry I hurt your feelings. The truth is what it is. You can live in your fantasy world, and it will end when we defund all these idiots. Defund all the idiots. And I'm sick of this shit. Defund all the idiots. Defund all the idiots.
See, what you guys don't know is between we love the theme song that I wrote, and but we fight like biatches.
Oh my
We're
gosh.
here enjoying another day of life. I hope you guys are all enjoying the same thing. We are the Troglodyte and 5-0 Spaceship Basement Show, and we got a bit of canceled last week because we did a little bit too much. And what does that mean? We were trying to celebrate Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman, and also Gallagher. We used the algorithm. They caught us. We got into YouTube jail a little bit, and they spanked us. So with that said, you know, we did our best to try to convey our thoughts and our feelings on these wonderful, just iconic figures. And some of them you may not know. Oh, sorry. We just refixed some stuff, so we got some work to do. But some of them you may not know, like Gallagher. See, things are falling apart.
You want me to duct tape that
Things
back
are
on
falling
there?
apart here. I mean, in here, in here, in here, in here, everything's falling apart.
It's all right, man. I'm here for you.
I was actually, dude, I was a little bummed. I have to be like realistic. I was a little bummed about that because, man, I thought we had a good show and we were celebrating just great people that gave us joy, that gave us life, that helped us out on Saturday morning, or
Yeah.
my dad used to love Gallagher. He used to love Gallagher. I don't even know what's going on behind us, but I want to go ahead and give a little love to Gallagher. I know you probably can't see it as well. We're gonna have to switch cameras, but dude, the Sledge-O-Matic.
He was a comedic icon, man.
The Sledge-O-Matic.
Yeah, he.
What is going on with the Sledge-O-Matic? Who knows? No one knows.
That's all good, man. That's
It is.
good. It's Gallagher stuff.
It is. We're going to black that out so we can see her. See, we're like a two-man show, and we're doing like so many things that go on like in a big production. Lights, cameras.
Everything.
Action. Video changes, intro changes. But anyways, my dad was such a soulful person when it came to music, and there's certain things that made him happy. And comedy, like he loved Bill Cosby. I know what you're gonna say.
No,
cover your drink.
Bill Cosby was a funny dude, man.
Cover your drink. But you know what the funny thing is about Bill Cosby is not only did he did some things that were unscrupulous.
Agreed.
But he also did a lot of things for the black community, for college funds. He did so many things that were like really good. Yes, he had an appetite. We all have these crazy appetites. We choose to either embrace them and do something, that's not legal, or we decide that we all just, we're hunters, we're killers, we're lovers, and we have faith. We have everything of the natural experience of this universe in all of us. So sometimes it's about taming that very fact, and he forgot to tame that. But there's a lot of things he did do that I thought was beautiful, to be honest with you. So let's get back to Gallagher. So what do you think about Gallagher, my friend?
Gallagher was he was an iconic comedian. He used a different method. He used a lot of prop comedy. He would come out on stage and he would just he would almost go a mile a minute. It was, for lack of a better word, it was almost like he was on a stimulant. He would just go and go and go. He just brought a lot of joy to people with his prop comedy, and it was for the most part good, clean fun. Clean being
unless you're in the first five rows, then clean fun like kind of went out of it. But to be quite honest, that's awesome that you said that. That's so silly.
He ran the prop comedy like nobody else could at the time,
Well, you have so many that came after him, like Carrot Top. Like,
right.
There's honestly, when you go through life, what you are is not just you; it's sinew of existence. It's a memory of people that came in the past and how they affected you and how they really elevated your art, your thoughts. And Gallagher was one of those guys that really just. The Sledge-O-Matic, man, and he pulled things out that were crazy all the time, and that gave a big platform for people like Carrot Top. That he's funny, he's great. I mean, obviously he's in Vegas. He's been in different casinos, and he's really owned his art and made a great living. But he owes some of his knowledge and some of his intent from people like Gallagher. So we're going to move on a little bit because we don't have much time. But I want to talk about also the Batman. Kevin Conroy. Honestly, I mean, the voice of Batman since, 1991?
I believe so.
I mean, cartoons, video games. And quite honestly, I'm a video game player, and I'm going to start my own channel soon. I'm an older guy, and I don't give a shit. You love what you love. If it don't hurt no one, just keep doing it. And I love video games so much, and he was such a great voice for the video games of Batman. And now that there's an opening in that arena, I'm thinking that 5-0 might need to, come on, give me your best Batman 5-0.
I am Batman.
Dude, that's not bad.
It's not terrible.
I am Batman. No, it's crap. I'm crap.
You could have been Robin.
Yeah. Woo.
The boy wonder.
Oh, I'd love to be a boy again with everything I know.
Kevin Conroy, he was an amazing actor. There were several times, and we talked about this in the previous show, that unfortunately was taken down by YouTube. And to YouTube's credit, they didn't gig us for that. Did you notice that part?
No, they didn't overall flag us.
No,
but
they did take down the content due to copyright issues.
And I get it.
But they didn't gig us for it. But Kevin Conroy was such an amazing voiceover actor that he was able to play in one particular episode. He talked about 5 different voices in one episode that he played. He was a talent that very few have. He studied at was it Juilliard he studied at?
I think absolutely. And the thing about him is he was a thespian.
He was.
He was a great actor. And he kind of just his agent said, "Hey, go try out for this." And the funny thing is he got into the booth and he did it, and he went into himself. He thought what would be Batman for him, and I'll get into a little bit more in a second. But I think he laid it down. I think he really understood it. I think he got dirty and gritty, New York gritty.
He did
in his mind. And there's a lot of silence after that, basically tryout, that interview.
Well, he thought he bombed it. He literally thought that I ruined this.
Yeah, he did. And guess what? The producer came in, opened the door, and said, "You nailed it. You nailed it." And
that was how he became the voice.
And that changed his life forever. He was doing different parts, and he was good, but his life and how he went forward was absolutely a blessing to him, and he knew it. Some people have gigs, that, sometimes you're kind of pegged into it, but being pegged into, oh, you're Batman, oh, that sucks. No, it doesn't. That's awesome. So he got to live that life. He got to go to Comic-Con. He got to enjoy people just enjoying what they love, what made them feel better as people, hopeful, a human being without supernatural superpowers, but somebody that could be you if you had $1 billion.
But here's the thing, too, and how often does this happen? And tell me your thoughts on this. He was a voiceover actor. Now, how often do people come up to voiceover actors who they've realistically not seen in person and give them hugs and tell them that they love Batman?
Dude, except for that guy in the early 80s. Next, you're going to be Die Hard, blowing up everything. That guy, I don't know I'll find out who he is. He's in my mind, but there's only one other person in the world that really owns such a Mel Blanc back. Looney
Mel
Tunes.
He was amazing.
Dude.
Walt Disney was another
Warner Brother Mel Blanc. I mean,
Right.
he just he owned
nailed
so
it.
many different voices, and he was awesome. He was amazing, but there's even Mel Blanc. The funny thing about everything, folks, is the time, it just ticks by, and we're forgotten in some ways.
Agreed.
And there's a ton of people that are living their lives right now that don't know how they got here.
Yeah.
Or don't know how that art was brought to the level that it currently is. I'm talking about music, movies, everything. And Mel Blanc was one of those people that if you ever sit, and watch Bugs Bunny, Elmer Fudd, I mean, the list goes on and on. Look him up, Mel Blanc. One of the most amazing voiceover actors of all time.
Oh my
gosh,
yes.
I put Mel Blanc at the very top, excuse me. He is at the top. And then there's I think one of the most iconic voiceover actors after that is Kevin Conroy. So many people really identify with him and are so passionate about what he has done for the art, for the comics, for the video games, for all those cartoons. I'm not sure, it's 61, 62 different projects he worked on to be part of Batman. And so I'm going to put my hands together for Kevin Conroy.
Absolutely.
I just think, dude, I've enjoyed his work. And I love being around people that are creative, that feel love for the next person. It's important in life, and you should always feel that way. And if you don't, you're missing out. so much time in life. Mr. Conroy, left in October, 20 days short of his birthday.
Unfortunately.
And one of the great things that he did say at the end is says, maybe someone will voice Batman, but don't do it because I'm still here. And that was part of our show that got canceled. But it's just beautiful. He even in that interview, he was in the stages of cancer and issues with his life, but he still felt valid. We're all valid while we're here. Who knows what happens afterwards? Kevin Conroy, one more time.
Agreed.
You gave me so goddamn much. I love you. I love you. But now we're going to turn it over to the 5-0, which is such a great. Yeah. By the way, folks, again, law enforcement officer, awesome guy. Offer.
That's all right. I've been called a lot worse. No, man.
You have. Yeah. Once again, law enforcement officer, and I love him to death. He's a great guy, and he has some. I think it's been played before. Some people probably have already seen this.
Sure.
But guess what? Smith and Methin.
All right, folks. If you're looking at our backgrounds back here, you see, I'm really hard pressed to call this a firearm, but this is in fact a homemade firearm. So we get into some of the meat and potatoes of stupid criminals at this point, and that's kind of my forte. Obviously, I mean, being in law enforcement and whatnot. Trog here, he's receptive to it, and he thinks this is some funny stuff as well, and it is. Here in the background, you have a normal firearm. This is what they should look like.
Actually, I'm not there. This is the normal firearm right here.
That's a
knife.
That's a knife.
Stab, 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 stab.
Oh, boys and girls, like he said, this is a two-man show. We run our stuff how we want.
Turkey baster.
That's all it is. So there were some law enforcement officers in Iowa who arrested this guy, and they took this particular firearm off of him. Now, we're going to switch things up here a little bit. I want you to take a good look at this if you can here in our background.
And take note of the hose clamp.
So, oh my gosh. So this guy, he's obviously a felon. He's not allowed to have a firearm. What do they call this, Trug?
A Smith and Methin.
This is a Smith and Methin, folks. A Smith and Methin. Look at this thing. The stock is made out of what appears to be a tree branch that may have fallen out of this guy's tree or some neighbor's tree that he stole.
And I have no idea. Is that actually a Smith & Wesson insignia in there?
I don't know. I can't zoom in on that enough to see, brother.
It's absolutely crazy.
If you take a look at this, the springs, to his benefit, he does have a tack light on the front.
Yes, I mean you need to see
be able to
the
see
person that's going to see you have your face explode with that gun in your hand.
Oh my gosh! Now, folks, I am a pistol armor. I am a firearms instructor for law enforcement and unfortunately, I have not had the opportunity to have my hands on this. But other law enforcement officers who are in the same boat as me, they're gunsmiths, they're firearm instructors, they're armors, whatever, have, and I say, and I won't quote it because I'm not going to get it exactly right, but I'll paraphrase. The best thing that these officers could have done was take this thing out of his hands before he used it, because if you look at this...
grenade facial.
Oh, my gosh.
Grenade facial.
Not the good kind of facial. If you...
It will change your looks, that's for sure.
You got that right, and not in the good way. Well, maybe in the good way. I haven't seen the guy this came off of.
I have no idea about that.
If you take a look at this thing, you notice, and if you know anything about firearms, that you have to have some sort of metal behind you in order to contain all the pressure of the pistol round or shotgun round that's going to come out of this. Now, this particular firearm is chambered.
What kind of strap is that around?
That is, I got nothing.
I don't know what it is either.
I've got
That's
nothing.
Crazy
I've
talk.
got nothing for any of this. But if you look, the chamber should be made out of some sort of metal that's high enough to hold the pressure. This is chambered in a 410 shotgun shell, which also will shoot a 45 long Colt. But at any point, if this would have been fired, there would have been more back pressure coming out the back of it towards the shooter than there would be out the front of it, just based on the looks. And this has been verified by the other law enforcement officers who have had this particular firearm in their hands. This is ridiculous, folks. This is a guy who's a felon. He wasn't allowed to possess a gun, so we figured he'd manufacture his own. Now, I would say in his defense, but it's absolutely not in his defense.
This is not defensible.
It was a good try. It was a phenomenal try, but this guy is an absolute idiot.
You know what? That really goes to
Yes,
this.
it does.
He has an 8-bit brain.
brains.
So his synapses are firing in all the wrong ways.
I'm very disappointed that we don't have a 4-bit brain segment for that, because I feel like it would have been more.
Oh,
of a
we can
4-bit
dumb
brain.
it down.
Trug, what do you think about this, man? Tell me your thoughts.
I just listen. Ingenuity, there.
Ingenuity's there.
Time on your hands, there.
It's there.
Should have fixed a toaster, there.
In the bathtub.
Now I'm just like that trigger guard, like the handle, that little, like, it looks like a shelf bracket.
Which part? Go back to our center camera, Trug.
Okay.
Which
right.
part are you talking about here? Let's go to the.
Let's
go to
if
the diagram.
You look right here.
Yeah,
It looks like a bracket for a shelf, and
it is.
That's
that's a shelf bracket, bro.
yeah. I mean, truly.
Yeah.
And I don't know its purpose, except for it locks his tweaker hand right within this gap.
Absolutely. So if you
Locking
go here,
your tweaker hand, yeah.
if you look here, the return spring is a carburetor return spring off of like a 650 Holly.
Oh, dude, really?
Oh man, this is a hose clamp. This is what you put on your garden hose when it breaks and you splice it.
Or, your radiator hose. Or
Whatever kind of hose.
when you want to really choke off your purple mushroom.
Wait, what?
Nothing. Hose clamp.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Lord have mercy.
Folks, I'm going to be honest with you.
On him.
I never know which direction the show's going to go in.
This poor boy. I don't know how he was living his life and how he got here.
He was.
But
I don't.
This is something unique that this is one of a kind.
What's he using for a firing pin?
Listen, the
back
only
here?
thing
What
I
is
respect
this?
is it almost looks like fucking Han Solo's fucking ray gun. Like, it's real close. Han Solo or Han or Solo no hand once he shoots it.
Wait, what do they use in Spaceballs? That's probably more accurate.
Oh yeah.
No, this is.
May the
guys,
Schwartz be with you.
May the Schwartz be with you. They have all kinds of merchandise for that.
Yeah, I know. I've got a magnet on my beer fridge that's nestled very close to my video game land.
I saw that.
But dude, amazing. I mean, it's just crazy that we even the people that really shouldn't be doing things are doing things.
You know what? I will give him this. I will absolutely give him this. Now, I don't know if he's gone a quarter mile down the road and seen all the for hire signs or help wanted signs or whatever else, but if he missed all those and he took his time away from a normal job to actually develop this firearm, you know what? I give him props for that. Unfortunately,
I don't. He should have been working, and as a felon, that he's not allowed to have a firearm, but he decided to really make one himself. Oh man, come on, man. I mean, listen, society said no, and that's fine. Sometimes we have to go against society. He said yes, and this is what he came up with. That's what he came up with.
The best thing that could have happened to him was he got arrested for it and it was seized from him before he could ever shoot it, because this would have been this probably honestly would have been the end of him, looking at the design he has here.
That is the Troglodyte and 5-0 Spaceship
You got
Basement
that
Show.
right.
And we love like accentuating and looking at things like this, and we just look at each other, and sometimes we scratch each other's heads.
We do scratch
We're
each
like,
other's
why?
heads.
Why'd someone do this?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's quite a thing. I don't understand the mindset of some of these people. If they would put the time and engineering into actually legal jobs, they'd be successful. I mean, he obviously has the ingenuity. He just doesn't have the engineering background to know what'll maintain pressure and what won't. But
Well, you know what? A lot of the manufacturing jobs have left our country, so
Well,
I
that's
feel
fair.
sorry for someone
That's
like
fair.
this. But I think it's time for us to enjoy one of the best parts of this show, Mojo.
What's that, Truck? Mojo.
Mojo. Come
Mojo.
here.
Come here.
Come here, boy.
Come here.
Sneak out so you can get in.
Come here.
Yes.
Oh, attaboy.
Oh.
There he is.
It's Mojo time.
Yeah. Oh, we got your mojo.
Mojo.
Yeah.
And that's what we
there
mean.
he
We mean
is.
Mojo. Our boy. And we got Nala over there, too.
I don't know where she's at. She's
I'd
wearing
like
a
to
jacket today. Is it
I
cold
know,
outside?
because it's getting cold out here in
Yeah.
southern Illinois. See,
Is that
I didn't
where
say
we're at?
Illinois for all the people that give me all
Oh,
that shit.
bless your heart, 'cause I'm one of
still
them.
doing good. I know, whatever.
Yeah.
But your nose is healing quite well, by the way.
So there's a cool story behind that, and I think that got taken down with our copyright show, didn't it?
Oh yeah, it did.
Yeah, it did.
And then we're gonna go ahead and celebrate Nala behind us.
We are.
The Nala.
Nala, she's a phenomenal little pit bull. Can I will make a personal suggestion. This is a PSA for everybody. If it's not your pit bull and that pit bull's asleep on the
Don't wake her
couch,
up with your face.
No, I wouldn't do it because as it turns
Well,
out,
not anymore, anyways.
you know what? Don't put it past me. There are some days that I beg for it.
Oh, you know what? You know what's great about this friendship and about this new podcast is that you find people in life that you connect with. You find people in life that really kind of exudes joy and helps you feel what is best in life. And I'm not sure about this guy. No, I'm just kidding.
I fuck shit up all the time.
No, I love him to death. I have to respect him because he's
Well,
a
yeah, you
weapons
have to.
expert and he can incarcerate me or like
That's true,
tell his
too.
friends that call on a fake
Yeah.
bomb threat. Like you see some things on
Oh,
like
you
TikTok,
son of a
like
gun.
fuck you. Like a cop gets out of his car, get off my property, dude. I'm on the sidewalk. I'm just filming. You can't film here. I'm gonna call a bomb threat in on you. That's my fear with him because he's a bit unstable, to be honest.
A bit.
Okay, totally.
No, man. Listen, he talked about earlier. This is a 2-man show, and quite honestly, it's a 1.5-man show. Trog runs this.
Don't
thing.
talk about your height that way.
Man, my head has nothing to do with it. I make up for it in voice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You hear that, Barry?
If I ever call you on the phone, you're gonna think I'm 6'4", 240 pounds, and it turns out I'm
right.
2'9".
Yeah. Your 976
pounds.
number is blowing up, bro.
Yeah, you got that right. But I'm gonna be quite honest with you, man. This guy has done so much for this show.
Oh, fuck you.
No.
In your mouth.
Yeah, you do what you want. Get that out of there. What are we doing?
I don't know. We got to fix your mic. Your mic is like blocking off my fat head.
I don't like guys named Mike.
Yeah, but you got to. All right. See,
No,
we're
it's
a work
good.
in progress.
No, we're
like,
good.
this is like literally our third show.
Yeah, but we're
And,
having fun with it. And this guy
yes.
has done so much stuff technically that I can't even wrap my head around. That I can't thank him enough for what we've done, and hopefully you guys enjoy what we're doing.
I am not a professional by any means,
No, neither
but
of us
I
are.
do take my time to learn things, and that's just great. At one point, we're gonna like go over the show and talk about like how this was put together. And
Yeah.
my goodness,
Oh, I'd love
if
to do
you
that.
saw everything that goes into this, it's not a basic show. We have like almost like a TV studio in here with everything
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
been
yeah.
put together. But I'm just thankful that we've worked together as a team to make this happen. And so we're gonna get back to, oh my God, there's a guy that went to Walmart where a bunch of police officers were in there shopping for
Oh.
disadvantaged children, and he picked the wrong effing day. He picked the wrong day.
I cannot. And I know some of you can't wrap your head around this stuff either because you can't fathom doing this to begin with. But this was actually on December 3rd. And I apologize, folks. I don't know exactly where this was, but there was a Shop with a Cop event. A Shop with a Cop event. So you know that there were squad cars sitting out in front of this particular Walmart all over the place because I've been to these. I've done these Shop with a Cop events. And I know that each and every officer that goes there takes a squad car, and they're matched up with families, and they go into this Walmart, and there's X amount of dollars to spend, and they buy Christmas with these kids. This idiot. And that's all you can describe him as is an idiot. He goes into this particular Walmart during this shop with a cop event, and he decides that he is going to steal from this Walmart during the shop with a cop.
Listen,
event.
he did not look at the local news or anything.
No.
But one thing.
Oh my gosh.
One thing that I did see that I think was a mistake in that article is that he stole gloves, he stole perfume, and he stole what I think was hedge trimmers. But I looked at them; they looked like bolt cutters.
They did.
So he was stealing things to steal things.
Yes. I mean, there's one thing to commit theft. There's one thing to commit burglary. And in my particular state, which happens to be Southern Illinois at this point, there are different levels of this. And there's theft, there's retail theft, there's burglary, there's actually possession of burglary tools. So there's several things that this guy could have been charged with. But what I can't get over is the fact that he actually just went into this Walmart where there were dozens of cops, there were dozens of police officers.
I think there was a total of 40.
And you can't miss that. How do you miss that?
Yeah, you can't get that kind of shitty luck every day. I mean,
that's not luck. That is
no, it's shitty luck. It is luck, but luck's good and bad. You have bad luck and good luck.
Well, this
and
guy
that was shitty luck.
This guy
that was at the lower level tier of what luck is. Like lower level, dude. I can't even say it.
No,
lower
I get it.
Level tier of fucking shit luck.
These are things that you can't write these in a book.
Yeah, you can.
Well,
you can make up
eventually,
stupidity
after the fact.
Yeah, probably.
But these aren't things that you come up with on your own. You don't pick up a book and read about how somebody went into a Walmart during a shop with a cop event, and oh my gosh,
that
we're having
sounds
an
like
earthquake
a great
back there.
Christmas story.
We're having an earthquake back there.
Yes.
Oh, okay. These aren't things that you can pick up a book and read about. These are things that Truck man, I can't. I don't know where they're coming up with these things.
Just like our Florida episodes.
Oh yeah.
There's just so many people out there, and that's one thing that sucked about our last episode that was taken down. We had some funny stuff, and you know what? Listen, radio stations, podcasts across the whole universe talk about Florida for good reason, and other states. But Florida is a plethora of information of what you shouldn't do in Darwin theories.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
like that gun we just saw. I mean, it is a complete warning.
Yeah.
And cautionary tale to your life. So we're going to bring more of that to you as well.
We have a whole lot of experience between the two of us to draw upon, folks.
Yeah.
You're going to hear things that you never thought you'd hear at this point.
No, you're going to hear some things you probably don't want to hear.
Yeah, you're definitely going to do that. If that's the case, just mute it and speed past that part.
Yes.
But keep us on.
Celebrate.
Keep us on.
Don't hate, celebrate.
Keep us on.
And by the way, go on our YouTube, subscribe, leave us messages, and give us ideas. We have a wonderful Jeep community, and I'm a Jeep owner right now with the gas prices. I'm a little upset about that, but we have a wonderful Jeep group that my buddy here 50 is going to introduce right now. That's coming in this Friday, and we should have the show out by the weekend. And what a great community. People that are in Jeep communities. I know friends in San Diego that just live Jeep life. And I just wrote a song, which I'll be introducing, just like Defund the Idiots, will be coming up on our next show. We're going to introduce that and introduce our new guest. And 50, who are they?
We're going to have Andy in here from Midwest Jeep Thing. He, at one point, was on the board for that particular Jeep group. He's, to my knowledge, no longer on the board, but he is a sponsor of that group. They do a lot of crawling out west. They'll go out to Utah. They'll go out to Arizona. They'll go out to all those places and they'll do Jeep
Moab.
crawls. I've seen videos and pictures of their of Andy's Jeep. There's absolutely nothing stock about it. I've seen him almost completely vertical.
Crazy.
Almost completely vertical, climbing up rocks that I won't walk on, let alone drive a Jeep on. That again, I'm afraid of heights. That's why I stopped growing at 5'6".
Yeah, we were talking about skydiving.
We were. No,
and this pussy.
No, you were
this
talking
fucking
about it. You were
cop ass
talking about it.
weapon expert
No, yeah.
motherfucker.
No.
Pussy ass won't go
No.
fucking skydiving with me.
No. You know what? If you put me in a combat zone, I'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna hide behind you. I'm gonna have to really duck down because
but-
you're so you're yeah.
But I'm wide. But I'm not parasailing into that motherfucker with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's not happening.
Dude,
That's not happening.
Dude, when
But
I
it-
skydived, I had I went tandem the first time. My old bass player in Altered Time, a band I used to be in San Diego. His brother is a dive master at Browns Field, right by the border of Mexico. And I had this guy that was my my instructor and was my tandem diver with me.
Nope.
And he was about about a foot smaller than I was.
Hey, go
so
fuck yourself, Trump.
fuck you too. But the awesome part was, and I didn't even notice, I was so filled with adrenaline. And this is a crazy story. I've got to tell this. I'm going to tell the full story because we met Sean Penn. A bunch of stuff happened that
no
day.
shit.
Yeah. A bunch of stuff happened that day. I didn't even tell you the story
No.
yet. But anyways, when I finally landed and stood up, and I was just like standing up, and I was like, yeah, life was good.
No.
He kept tapping me on my shoulder and said, could you let me down, please? Because I was so pumped up that I had his whole body weight on mine. I was like, yeah, I was just holding his ass up. But my God, that's a story for another day. But
Hey,
yeah,
why you got to be like that?
but about what?
Short people.
Listen, sure people got no reason. Sure people got no reason to live. You ever heard that song back in the 80s?
No,
Well, I'm going to pull it up for you eventually so you understand.
I don't think I like it.
I don't like it either. I think it's a very it's not good. Short people get into, crevices we can't get into.
You goddamn right we do.
And,
we can do some shit that
though
you
they
tall
can't,
motherfuckers
they
can't.
cannot even women I've dated, they can't reach the cereal
They make step stools.
on the top of the fridge.
They make step
but
stools.
that's right. They do make step stools.
Thank you very much.
No, I'm not. It was just funny because I was so agitated and
That's
excited.
awesome.
I went
No,
with like 8 of
that's
my
awesome.
friends, and everyone worked in a tower company because I used to build towers and stack towers and manage that and that kind of stuff. And so we went as a group, and oh my God, it was so awesome. I just standing up and I didn't even know he was there. Everything in my life changed when I landed. Everything was great. It was scary because
No shit.
some people can't deal with that, that height aspect. There you go. But it does take in commitment, and there's a bit of risk. And but when you land, and I'm going to tell you this very, very, very openly, there's nothing like it in the world. It changes you, and your memories can go back to that moment. And when you feel what you feel or felt, at that moment, it will take you out of things that are not making you happy at that point. It can really just make you realize that experiences are important and they can really change your happiness. And that is it was such an amazing experience. Every time I think about it, I don't care how I feel, what mood I'm currently in. I fucking smile inside and out.
Let me
And
ask you something.
I wish one day that for you as well.
Can I ask you something that is, and this is a legit question. Ever since you've done that, have you found yourself chasing that high?
Well, I sent you some poetry the other day about chasing the dragon. I'm writing another song that is.
Oh my gosh, this is going to be a phenomenal.
Well,
song.
the words are good. We'll see what happens
words
with
are
the
good.
music, but
I mean, after the experience and the euphoria of actually landing in a skydive, and again, I've never done this, and I have absolutely no intentions of doing it before I die. But have you found yourself trying to chase that same high other places?
you know what? I don't care if it's sex. I don't care if it's a movie. I don't care if it's food. Once you feel something so profound, you chase it truly in one form or another in your life. And yes, I have always, and
Yeah, I
that's
can
why
see
I'm a adrenaline junkie. I've driven in the desert for decades and done crazy shit, and been on stage in front of thousands of people. I've
Right.
done a lot of stuff that has filled that. It kind of feeds that monster.
Right.
And unfortunately, sometimes when you have that big experience, it kind of fucks you a little bit because you're
Yeah.
always trying to get back there in
Right.
some form or another.
You're
That's
exactly
why
right.
heroin addicts die, is because they had something that was this just beyond the universe to their mind and their heart and their soul, and they want to get back there. So yes, to answer that, long story short or long story long, yes, I do chase emotions. I chase feelings. And one of the reasons I play video games, I'm older now. I can't do some of the shit I used to do when I was young, excuse me.
Yeah.
And so I do chase that emotion. I chase that excitement. I chase a lot of things in life to make me feel whole. And I think we all have this weirdness in us that we're all hunters. And I don't care if it's emotional, physically, sustenance, love, all that. We try to get back to those places that made us forget everything else was a problem. And
Let me
so
ask
there
you
you go.
this. So let me ask you this, and I'm going to go back to the skydiving thing. So when you were actually,
He's got to go to work and bust some people.
no, listen, we're all good. I can make it in time. When you actually, from the time you left the plane to the time, and I'm going to use this loosely, hit the ground. What did you feel? What did you experience?
I first and foremost was really scared sitting at the end. Oh no! You know what? We got to get in this because I have
No, I
so
know.
much.
We'll expand on this later.
Honestly, this story needs a full episode. To be honest with you,
But a nutshell version.
But
A nutshell version.
adulation.
Adulation.
When that door opened,
That's a
and
good
I
word.
saw San Diego in its entirety. It was a
Yeah.
clear day. Where I was born, where I moved again, the city, the ocean, the mountains. It made me feel something I can't really explain.
Sure.
But then when I crested and sat on the edge, and he was tapping on my shoulder, time to go. I have to be honest, man. I was a little scared.
Well, sure, and
especially
rightfully
the first
so.
time. I've done it a couple times, but the first time, and I have a. This is how I'm going to date myself right now.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I have a VHS tape of me and a couple friends doing this upstairs, and a keepsake box. And one day I'll have it converted, but.
For those of you who don't know what VHS tape
Right.
is, that
Or
was
hell, beta.
Betamax. The Betamax. Yes.
Laser disc. And honestly, I was a little scared, and when he tapped me, I knew it was going to happen. And it was a lot of emotions, a lot of adrenaline, a lot of. I had a hard time breathing at first, not just because of the altitude. It was just it was a situation. But once I flattened out, and he tapped me and put his finger in front of me and gave me the thumbs up, it was just. We were turning, we were looking, and it was the eagle's view, and it was everything I would hope it would be.
Fuck
and
yourself.
and then when the parachute opened,
Yeah, see, that
and I
would be
felt
relief.
that safety that I knew the parachute was open, and I also had two different contingent, backup parachutes on his back,
I'm gonna need 6
because I
of
have a
those
minimum, I
motherfuckers.
think, of 3. Your primary, secondary, and third one that if something goes wrong. So I felt really good. I felt comfortable. And I knew that some of my friends have already jumped and were on the ground safely. And I knew where the landing strip was, and I looked down and I felt a bunch of love because I knew we were all experiencing that together on that day. We were all having that experience, that memory. So I felt, and I'm feeling it now, just like I told you before, when you think back on certain things in life, it really takes your chemistry and everything in a different direction.
Right.
And right now, even thinking about this, it makes me really happy. It makes me miss some of my friends.
So,
Like Kelly Oakham, like Roy Jellum, Mike Jellum, like Chuck Chafin.
Chuck, Roy, Kelly.
There's
Man,
so
shout
many
out to you
so
guys,
so
brother
so
and
so many
sisters.
people that I love and I still talk to today. Man, I appreciated that day and I miss you all. So that's what it does. It invokes emotions in a lot of way, but it also makes me yearn for that kind of excitement
Sure,
again.
yeah.
And that's why I
That's-
want to shove you out of a plane.
Nope. You can go fuck yourself. There's no reason for me to jump out of a perfectly
No, come with
flying
me.
airplane. No. No.
We can
So,
do it.
I
We
I
can
kind of
do
want
it together.
So when Andy comes in from Midwest Jeep thing, I kind of like to talk to him about that same type of thing. If that's the kind of elation that he finds when he's doing these near vertical climbs on these rocks, and another thing is, we're gonna have a therapist come in, Lizzie. And
I'm
I'd
looking
like to-
forward to that.
Oh
I
my
need some
gosh,
free
yeah.
treatment. Give me some free
So,
treatment.
I don't know about all that. She
Free
doesn't have
treatment.
We don't have enough hours in the day for her to fucking
listen,
figure us both
am I
out.
that bad off?
No, it's both of us, dude.
Okay, well,
but I want to
I'm
talk
gonna
to her
point
about
towards
that,
you, to be
too.
honest.
And that yeah, you're not wrong. And talk to her about some of that elation and some of the things that can go through your head psychologically, and some of those things that will
Trigger addicts.
trigger addicts, trigger dopamine, serotonin, all the things that make us feel that elation. So
Yeah, chasing the dragon,
chasing
man.
the dragon. You have all these celebrities that you hear them talk. Charlie Sheen's one of them. He was a cocaine addict, or is a cocaine addict, and he'll tell you that ever since the first hit, he's been chasing that same high ever since.
Once an addict,
Yeah.
always an addict.
Yeah,
I don't care if it's
absolutely.
alcohol. I don't care if it's sex.
Yep.
You're always going to be thinking about those things.
Yeah.
And,
absolutely. But those are
how do you control it though?
Those are shows for another day, and we'll get deeper into that. But
Yeah.
At this point, those are kind of the things I wanted to ask you about when it comes to that. But so coming up on the show, future episodes, we're gonna have Andy from Midwest Jeep Things. We're gonna have Lizzie, who is a licensed therapist. I think she's gonna be great. Andy's gonna be awesome. You guys are really gonna want to see both those shows when they come out.
Absolutely.
And I think they're gonna be able to give us a little bit of insight to both of their particular expertises.
Which is awesome. And again, we appreciate you coming out to start up your YouTube and finding us. Or we're going to be once we get enough shows locked in, we're going to go ahead and put them on podcast. Right now, we're just doing YouTube currently. And I just want to be thankful to anyone that just
See that sperm
just
behind you?
watches.
Did you see
Yep,
that sperm?
that sperm just totally fertilized that planet.
It sure did.
Space sperm.
Oh my gosh.
So with that said, again, we are very thankful. We are good friends,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
and we're thankful to have each other. And please be good to people. Please spend your time wisely.
We're all human.
Spend your time loving people as much as you can, and don't let the media and anyone else separate us and kind of stamp out the progress that we have made as human beings going forward. It's our choice to love each other, and I'm not perfect. I was angry when I was young. I made a lot of mistakes.
There's some days I've come here and you've been angry too.
Some people can call them regrets, and I call them learning experiences. I call them growth experiences. So with that said, Mojo, you want to say goodbye? Mojo.
He's sleeping.
Dude, he's out.
You know what though? I do have this parting word. Kevin Conroy is Batman.
He is Batman. That was better on my end.
That was better.
So
that was better than the first time.
So once again, we're going to celebrate Mojo, our mascot. We love so much. His hair is everywhere. I'm probably judging. You guys are judging me for all the hair that's on my sweater currently, but we want to thank Nala for being a part of our life too. And
absolutely,
I do have a DJ company, and if you ever need anything for any type weddings, I've done corporate events, all kinds of stuff. But
fantastic
again,
job,
this great voice. He's not a singer like me, but he does have an amazing voice for radio. So let's just go ahead and give him that right now. But he is going to take us out with our advertisement for Secure Future Insurance, which is going to be starting up at the beginning of next year. And we're trying to help folks, help families, and also give some revenue to this show so we can keep doing what we're doing for everybody and get better guests in and just anyone that wants to come in. I don't care if you're a crazy person off the street As long as my dog doesn't bite you for being crazy, I think I'm fine with it. Let's celebrate the silky smooth voice that is 5-0.
The Troglodyte and 5-0 Spaceship Basement Show, brought to you by Secure Future Insurance and Mojo Entertainment and DJ Service.
Once again, thanks, folks. Take care of yourself, and have a good day.